I teach Stranded Colorwork a lot, and one of the questions I get asked is how long do you leave the tails when you start a new color? And I normally say 2.5, 3 inches, sometimes less. And I get these looks like, how do you do that? Because they want to leave these long 6-inch tails. Well, it dawned on me that what people were doing was that they were using a tapestry needle to weave in their ends when they got through. And I use a crochet hook. And so what I thought I would do is show you how I do that. Now you see just this little piece here. It only has 3 colors. It has this background color, it has this green color starting in the middle, and the blue color, in the middle of all of this. And the first thing you'll see is that we have this. This was a cast on, so this is a long, because I obviously didn't a long tail cast on, didn't correctly estimate how much tail I would need. So it has a long tail, but we can do the same thing here, and you can see here along the edge. Now, well, let me back up to say the first thing I have done to this is that I have steam pressed it, which that kind of sets in all the stitches and makes everything look nicer, as you know how blocking does. So I have steam pressed it, and especially with wool, it kind of not felts, but kind of presets it all in together. So if you look at the edge of this is that you can see here, because all the V's are going up that way. I was knitting this way. This is the cast on. And as I said, this cast on, it's a little long. But anyway, we'll work on that. But you can see here the V's that happen all along the edge here. And this is your cast on tail as it starts. So what has to happen is, to make this look, to kind of complete that V, is for this this thread, this yarn, this end, let me get the light right, this end to go back underneath that V right there. So the easiest way to do that, in my mind, is you can do it with a tapestry needle, yes, but I'm just going to do it with a crochet hook. And we're going to just go right underneath that V right there on the edge, grab the yarn, and pull it back through. Right? So that makes that edge nice and straight. And you can turn it under here. See if I can do this with this suspending up into the air. And then weave this back in as you go along. Now, there are those that say that needs to be at a diagonal and all this kind of stuff. With stranded knitting, I never find that. I like to try to make it go along a line. I can have this thing. And I only go about 1 inch. I mean, all this yarn is pretty much woven all together. So I pretty much only go, let's see, about 1 inch. And I just go underneath whatever kind of floats and stuff are there. Now, you see I split that yarn. There we are. Okay. Now, let's take a look. Let's do the one on the other side, too. I was going to say, we'll start the beginning and the ending tail. So here is the cast off. And that one needs to go back around, back through this way to make that correct. And what I'll probably do is, because I don't want that in the front, I'll go around this way and pull this through, and at least it'll even up this edge a little bit. So that gets pulled through like that. Okay. And then this can get woven back in. Let's do it this way. It's very hard holding this up in the air. When we get to the other part of it, I'm going to have to lay it flat. So we'll go through like that. And you'll notice there I just split one of those tails in the back. I'm not too worried about it. And this goes underneath that edge right there. You're trying to catch the purl bump so that it doesn't show in the front. Purl bump or a float. And there are people that say you shouldn't go underneath the float, and I just haven't had any problems with it, so I don't worry about it. All right, so that's that. That can be snipped off when we get to snipping. Now, let's look at the back of this, and I'm going to put this down flat. There we go. Well, let's try this first. You will notice that it's blue. Now this is where each round starts. So it's blue up to a certain point, and then on this round right here is where the green starts. So I have started, see, we're following, let's do it this way. Here is my round right on that line. And so in order to get that green, are we going to focus here, people, or are we going to just be a pain? There we go. In order to get that green started, I needed to weave it in back at the end, because here's the beginning of the round. So that green would start back here. And I have, see, it's right there. There's your beginning round. I started weaving that in a few stitches. See if I hold it right there. I started weaving that in a few stitches before the end of the round and when I would need it, which would be right there. So and that happens for every sort of new stitch, and I do that especially with the big sweaters and things that have lots of colors. I'm going to try to let's go the other way. Let's get that a little bit closer. There we go. So what we're going to do is spread this out. We're going to look at all of our tails here, and we're going to give them just a little bit of a tug the direction they're going. See, this is going this way, and you want to continue it, pull it that way. You don't want to pull it that way. You want to pull it this way. And so here's another one. We're just going to give a little tug that way. Another one that's a tug this way. Another little tug that way. And the last one, little tug that way. Okay? And the whole world moves when I move the table. So what I'm going to do is now just take these tails with this crochet hook and weave them in. Well, with the right end of the thing. Hello. Oh, that was right. Hello. Second guess myself here. All right. Through there. Am I still on? Yeah. And then this one can go through there. Well, you have to get the whole thing. Now it's already, when I started it, it's already, and when I finished it, it's woven in a bit. But I like to just reinforce it a bit. And I give that a little bit of a tug. And then this gets woven into the back of the purl bumps. And you'll see that's a purl bump right there. And I will pull it through. Now that was a white purl bump with a blue yarn, and it doesn't come through blue tail. And same color is helpful, but sometimes you can't always get the same color. Pull it through. And you see I'm sort of giving it a little tug the other way if I pull too tightly. And I'll do one more just underneath that float. There we go. Now this one, let's see, we'll go back over here. This one is going that way, so we're going to pull that one that way. And weave that in. And then we're going to weave this one in. Just picking up one thread, one float, that white one right there. Pull it underneath that one. And we'll do it through one more. There we go. And we've got this blue, and you see that blue doesn't want to go, you don't want to pull it this way and weave it in. You want to pull it just the way it's naturally going, that way. So let's get this one in. Let's see. All right, I think that's as far as that one needs to go. And then we've got this one last blue one that needs to go that way. So, and it's a lot easier than threading and rethreading tapestry needles. Just flip it in underneath. Okay, I think, did we do that one? Yep, pretty much. Okay, so now you see there's my beginning of the round here. And these are all kind of woven in about 1 inch or 2, but it didn't take more than 1.5 inches to 2 inches of yarn to do it. And now I'll take my little scissors here and just snip these off. I don't want to snip it all the way off. I'll snip it just, hello, can I see? Just a little bit from the edge, just to give it a little leeway, just to give it a little bit of a slack. That was probably, I could probably do that one a little bit closer. You see that? Just a little bit closer to there. And where are we? This one. See, I don't want to do it all the way down there. I may do it just a little bit up there. And that. And then this one can come off just a little bit there. And then this one can come off there. Okay? And that's all of them. And now, I can back this up a bit. Whoa, there we go. And we've got these ends all in, a little bit of a tug, and it looks really nice and even through there, and they're all woven in here. So there you go.